For your assignment in this module, we're going to do the Pathways to Population Health Compass. And I just want to highlight the fact that Pathways to Population Health is something that was formulated through the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, and it is a wonderful resource that extends beyond the actual Compass tool itself. There are resources there that you will find to be very helpful. And the Pathway to Population Health Compass is interesting in that it is a model to kind of examine the here and now and look at how organizations are functioning in the context of how to move forward. So this tool will be very helpful to you as you're kind of doing an analysis of your particular organization and taking a look at areas that could be impacted by shifting some of the practices. So as we go through the tool itself, it's relatively, because there's quite a few questions, the length is long. However, it doesn't take a very long period of time, and you don't have to do deep analysis on each one of the components. This is kind of an overview of your organization, so kind of keep that in mind as you're doing the assessment, and the assessment can be much more in depth than what we're expecting at this point, but this is just kind of a really good overview to start out with. So you're going to be looking at some components within the organization, including stewardship, equity, payment, and partnerships with people with lived experience. Part of the tool itself is looking at 4 different portfolios, and that is physical and or mental health, looking for social and spiritual well-being, community health and well-being, and communities of solution. So those are the major categories to be looking at. And within each one of the different categories, there are statements, and you will score based on what most closely aligns with the practices of your particular organization. So this is kind of a self-explanatory type tool, but just kind of read through it and kind of assimilate the thought process as far as doing the assessment. So it starts out with stewardship, going into equity and payment and partnerships, and then going into the portfolios that I alluded to earlier. So again, take a look at this, kind of score things out based on what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. And then as you go on through, I'm just going to scroll through this relatively quickly. You're going to score things, and you're going to calculate your scores. And then from that, you will determine your score summary and take a look at your results. So you can kind of reflect on what you found and how the scoring rates based on the criteria that the Pathways folks have included. So with this, I'm going to ask you to do a little analysis, kind of reflect on the overall findings of your assessment, and what aha moments or aha moment did you have while you were doing the assessment? Was there something about the assessment that helped you to think a little differently, maybe about your organization or about population health? And then what if you would do a change specific to the findings of the compass, what change process would you use? So we're bringing in the content of the module and integrating that in the assignment as well. So we're taking those pieces as far as change models and applying that in the context of doing this assessment. And again, this is not something that needs an extreme amount of time. Just really think about what you found in your assessment, and think about the leadership skills that you would apply as you were looking at some of the findings and reflect on how those stages of change or your improvement cycle could be applied to create action to move in the right direction based on what you found or what you identified as something to work on. And with that, the grading rubric is attached to the form itself, so you'll know specifically what we'll be looking for. And again, the key here is start to think in the terms of population health, what's occurring in your organization, what kind of leadership skills, and what kind of change models would be appropriate to apply in your findings. So if you have any questions or concerns about this assignment, let me know. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. I look forward to hearing about your findings, and just remember, this is going to be part of your discussion board as well, so you're going to share your findings and be able to discuss your findings among your classmates. So let me know if you need anything. Take care now. Bye.